Hey friends, it's your host Steph Connell, lifelong goal-getter, betterment seeker, and both a student and master of making mindset matter. Through my 10 years of experience in coaching and leadership, I've seen passion and purpose diminish to form life's cookie-cutter mold. And due to that, you see the train of unhappiness get more and more bogged down. My mission in life is to get a rise out of you. Together, we are building a community of women who can not only voice their vision, but bring that to fruition. You are daring. You are valued. You are needed. And you are ever growing, my friend. The world needs our courage, and we are bringing it on strong. So without further ado, let's get to it. It's time to be bold. Hey you, I'm so excited for us to spend time together. My heart is on fire today, truly on fire. And here we are, it's season 2 of the Be Bold podcast. And if you have not heard many of the beautiful, organic, that word really sat in my chest for a second, really beautiful organic episodes that came out to play in the first season, I really want to highly recommend that you go back and have a listen to some that really tug on your heart. There might be some that surprise you, ones that you never thought about before. There's different perspectives, fabulous interviews that we had. And without further ado, here we go into season 2. I was stirring this morning because I was so excited. I felt revived and energized for us to have our conversation together again. And you know what? Just on a brief moment, this isn't what I want to talk about today, but what I do want to share with you is the importance of rest and healing and taking a moment. And if you are similar to me, this is a very come with me, this is how I'm figuring it out and what's worked for me, and take those tips and see if they work for you type of podcast. And that is what being bold is all about. Being bold is about you finding the secret sauce that works for you. There are a million different things, ways, diets, which I'm going to get into today. We're going to have that diet chat. There's so many options for you out there so that you can thrive in the best manner that you can possibly thrive in. But what I'm going to share with you is some tweaks of maybe some mainstream things that have been going around that I found there needed to be a switch. This is about you listening to yourself. And this is what has worked for me, and I am going to offer some really great advice and options that I have found along my journey, and you can see if those are going to work for you as well. So that being said, rest and healing are really, really important for you to have the energy that you need but desire. How often is that? That word right there, I hit it. Desire. So often I would be seeking energy. I would feel tired. I would feel any of those times where I would feel unenthused or uninspired. Are you uninspired or are you tired? There is a difference. You're tired. You're exhausted. And so taking those moments for yourself, yes. Listen to what sits within your heart. You will know. Too often, more than not, we listen to what we're supposed to do, the shoulds, what we think the design of life. How does she do it? The one who has 20,000 followers, the one that is going every day. She has, if you look in her stories, you can see literally 20 little snippets. How does she have the time on top of her full-time job, on top of her kids, on top of the this and that, the sports, the volunteer, the extracurricular? How does she have the time? And here I am, I'm exhausted from showing up at my everyday job. And it's because you need to have a system and take a break for yourself. And so here we are, we're season 2. And the reason that all came in a big full circle, you guys, is I just had the most beautiful resting segment for myself. And it was necessary for me to give you the best of me. You're not going to get the rest of me. You're going to get the best of me. That's the deal. That's why you signed up to follow this podcast. That's what you're getting. And that's why I committed, is so that you can get me, and you're going to get me today. So today's topic, what I want to talk about, is diet, and not your typical diet. But what road I want to go down first is I want you to think about what comes to mind when we talk about diet. What comes to your mind? I want you to think about maybe the last diet that you took. What was the system? How did it play out? Did it work? Did you end up falling back into a loop? But I want you to think about what happens when you go on a diet or a program. What kind of support do you get, and what kind of tools and things that you go through when you're doing this process, okay? Sit with me on this. Let me take you down the process of getting fit, okay? Now, if you're in the game of getting fit, you know all about this journey. It's painful, it's pleasant, it's rewarding, it's frustrating. It's the whole jam mixed up together. But let me take you down this road, if you've never gone down this road before, with a coach or a trainer. And it's just as frustrating, and it's just as questionable, and it's just as rewarding as if you don't, although having a coach or a trainer, someone who can kind of help you, guide you around some of the things that you may never have recognized about your own body, or things that can push you a little bit forward in the direction that you want to, will help for sure. We can always use a coach in different areas of our life. We're not meant to master every facet of life, and that's when we go and hire somebody. But down this road, if you're to ever go to the gym and have a personal trainer, what's the first thing they do? Okay, you walk in with your goal. This is the idea. If you walk in with a goal of you want to look a certain way, you want to have a certain physique, maybe you want to run a marathon, you need someone to help coach and guide to get you there, because you've never done it before and you have maybe a certain period of time or a goal of a date set in mind. And that's step one. You have a focal point of where it is that you want to be. We relate this ever so often to our physical appearance or our weight all the time. And so I want you to hang on to this for a second, because I'm giving you this scenario for a reason. So we do this process. We go to a fitness trainer, and that's the first thing that we do. The first step is we have to have an idea. They are going to ask you, where is it that you want to be? What do you want your best self? Okay, we're talking about your physical fitness or your appearance or your weight here. What does that look like for you? Okay, what is that image that you have in your mind? Oftentimes, we will have an image of somebody else, and that's perfectly fine. You can use that as your, what we call, inspiration. And when you walk in with that, then they map out a plan of all the things you can do to get there. Okay, so then you start coming in every single day, and that's the hard stuff. Day one is getting in the club. That's the hardest part, is getting into the gym, getting your shoes on, getting your workout clothes on, getting uncomfortable and walking into this fitness facility. And if this is your first time, it's even more uncomfortable. As you come in there, you look around and it's all these, you feel like everybody's looking at you. You're like that person who has no idea what you're doing. Everybody else looks like they're so fit. They've been going for a long time. They don't look silly. I look silly. I feel out of place here. That's what it's like when you first walk in, right? So keep this in mind as I ask you, what does your mindset diet look like? So we've been focused for so long on our weight and our body and our image. Right now, we're in a life where we're confused and not understanding why. Why are there so many mental health issues? It's not because life is harder. It's not. It's because we've never set the bar or the tone for there to be a focal on our mind health. And if you don't flex that like a muscle, if you don't work on that, it's going to be weak. And you're going to wake up one day and question, why am I here? I feel uncomfortable. It feels like everybody else knows what they're doing. Am I in the right place? And you are. You are in the right place. And there's no better time to start working on your mindset diet than right now. And that's what we're doing when we're having this conversation together. We're working on our mindset diet. Now, let me take you down this coaching road. And I want you to relate these two together. I want you to really analyze this. You come in, you're ready for your next workout, and you're saying, Chuck, I don't know why Chuck came to mind, but Chuck, this is not working. Like, I feel like we've been working out for like a couple months now, and I've only lost 5 pounds. I don't understand what is going on. I'm working so hard with you. Chuck, what's going on? I don't know if this is really working for me. Maybe I just can't lose weight. You ever had those conversations or those views of yourself? 100% I did. 100%. So that's where Chuck is going to say to you, all right, Steph, here's what we're going to do. Because you've been working. You've been working really, really hard. I see you in at the gym. You're really focused. You've got your goal. You know where you want to be, okay? So A, whether that's 20 pounds, or B, that's I want to be able to handle any stress that can come at me. That'd be your mindset goal. Or maybe you have a different focus right now. Maybe it's I want to be able to not resort to a glass of wine at the end of a stressful day. Whatever that is for you, you've set the bar. Okay? The next step is you have to work for it. But B, on top of the work for it, we have to look at something else that oftentimes gets overlooked. Okay? So Chuck is going to ask me to make a journal. Not just a journal of how I feel today, what was the best thing that happened today, what are the top 10 things that you want to achieve. Chuck is going to ask me to write a journal on what I'm eating every day. And I already know. I had the conversation. I'm like, oh no, I have a piece of toast for breakfast and I don't understand because I'm having a salad at lunch. And then at dinner time, we have like a basic meal, maybe some chicken with a side of veg, and maybe you have, mashed potatoes, or maybe whatever the scenario is. And you have in your mind what it is that you take in every day, just as much as you say, oh, I don't listen to, I don't have friends that gossip. I don't hang around people like that. I go to work. This is my basic day. Okay, so we're talking about mindset diet. What's coming in? What we're thinking is, oh, I just drive to work. I have time to myself. I dropped off the kids in the morning. I went to work. Okay. And when I went to work, I enjoyed my day. I got lots of tasks done. I felt really good. Then I drove home, and then I picked up the kids, and then I got supper done, and then got the kids into bed back, then got everything prepared, lunches for tomorrow. And then I had about 5 to 20 minutes to sit down and just watch a little bit of my favorite show. And then I went to bed. Okay. So remember this, because there's a reason that Chuck asks you to write it down. Chuck is asking you to track what you actually are eating, because most of the challenge and issue in this department is not what you're eating, but not what you're realizing you're taking in. It's the conscious element, your awareness that you need to have. Because right now, You think that you're just having your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it looks like a piece of toast. And then for lunch, I'm having a salad. And then for supper, I'm having this. But it's really not. The moment that you get your phone out and you start tracking, you have a piece of chocolate in between. Then I had orange juice at lunch as well. Then I popped a candy in, and then as I'm driving home, I had to stop at Tim Hortons. I was really hungry. I couldn't wait for supper, so maybe I had a muffin. And then I had supper, but then I actually didn't have what I was saying I had. Most of the time, maybe I'll have like a chicken and whatever, but tonight we had pizza, right? And at breakfast time, I skipped breakfast. So I was so hungry that I bought, like a English muffin breakfast bagel thing. And every day it's going to be different. And in my coffee, I had cream, got sugar going on, all sorts of things. Found I was really tired in the afternoon, so I had juice again, needed some energy, needed something going on. Maybe had another coffee, more cream, more sugar. And then, there's this really cute bakery down the road when I get my coffee. I don't just go to I just went to this cute place and they had this beautiful array of desserts. Oh, that just goes good with coffee. Chocolate goes good with coffee. Am I right? I'm going down this road because I know it. I know this road. And now that you have a journal and you're being honest with yourself, listen, the only person you are going to fool and hurt is yourself if you lie to yourself. So put it down. Face the facts. They don't care about your feelings, but they are the truth and they are the reason you're not moving forward. So face the facts and look at it on paper. What does it look like? Does it look like what you told Chuck originally or what you thought your day looked like? It's not as simple as what you thought. It could have been butter and jam and all the goodies on toast. It could have been all the things. It could have been that extra loaded pizza. It could have been all sorts of things. But every little minute step that you add on matters. It matters. So let me take you down the mindset diet. Because now that you have the awareness of understanding, of writing down in a journal what have your alert system on, that everything that comes at you matters. So when you think that your diet for what's going into your head is not bad because you just run a basic average day life like everybody else, it does matter. So when you get up first thing in the morning, what are you looking at? Are you looking at your phone? Are you scrolling? There's one coming in. And does it benefit you? Does it give you good stuff? Is it breathing life into you? Or is it draining? Are you scrolling through the feed to see whose cat got lost in where so-and-so last night? Whose kid who's homesick for the day? This is not good stuff that you're reading. You may think that it's basic, but reading basic stuff is going to keep you in a basic place. And you're not here to be basic. You're here to show up. You're here to be better. And in order to be better, we have to have an awareness of what's coming in. That was step 1. Step 2, kids are crying and whining and rushing to get ready for the day. Is that good? Or is that depleting? It's depleting for me. Step 2, you're rushing out of the house, you're sitting in your vehicle, you drop off the kids, and you finally have a moment for yourself. What do you put on the radio? What comes in? Is it music? Okay. Is it upbeat? Okay, we'll lift that mood. I like music. But what stops in between and what do they talk about? Something to think about. Then you get to work. And what does everybody else talk about? Oh, the kids this morning, and oh, my friend this I saw on Facebook. Everybody else talks about it. So that's what's in your head all day. That's what's flowing in. Now, when I talk about mindset diet, I want you to think about nutrition. Is that nutritious? Is it feeding your soul? Is it lifting you up? Is that giving you what you need to be your best self? That number one goal that you originally had of what you want to look like, how you want to handle life. When you come home at the end of the day, does that make you want to not reach for the glass of wine? Yay or nay? So, now that you have the awareness of what it is that's coming in every day, and it's just having the awareness, because on your lunch break, what do? Do you go for a walk and listen to nature? Fantastic. That's good stuff. That's grounding. That's becoming one with earth. That's coming back, right? To reality. Or are you getting errands done and just getting more words from other people's days? Maybe you're going on YouTube, Facebook while you're eating your lunch. Get more of it. It's all rolling in. What you could do, if that's a wonderful habit that you have, is switch it. I'm going to give you a couple tips here right now before we jump out. You can switch what it is that you're watching or listening to. So having the awareness. So in the morning when you're driving, put a podcast on instead. One that feeds your soul, gives you healthy, knowledgeable nutrition. One that gives you a new idea. One that wakes you up. One that loves you. Okay? That's one. 2, if you need to, on your lunch break, digress and just take a moment from your day, then that's where on YouTube, maybe you can listen to meditative music. Maybe you can listen to my dog click her heels on the floor for the 40th time through this episode, which I have paused several times. These are the things. You can listen to a YouTube. You can listen to a podcast. Maybe switch who you're following on social media. And when you get home, you can still, this is a marathon, you guys. We're not sprinting anywhere. This is a marathon of life. Bit by bit, you're taking your breathers and you're stopping to grab your water along the way to hydrate to continue. Do you understand? This is not run, get there, and go to sleep. Then next day I'll do it again. That's not how we run life. We are in it for the marathon. We are in it for the long haul, and we are here to be consistently growing. So stop and get your water. Stop and hydrate. Stop and give nutrition to your brain. At night, you can read a good book. You can journal. Give good words to yourself. Bring your awareness and focus to the right places. Instead of your favorite show, watch a documentary that fills your soul and fills your knowledge. That's a good one. Maybe that's your opportunity to do your reading. Many do what you call a power hour in the morning before anyone wakes up. Any of the kids, husband, partner, wife, anyone. Before anyone gets up. That's your moment to have a full hour of power for yourself. And what's the hour of power? Just very quickly, that is your opportunity to get 20 minutes of reading, 20 minutes of journaling, and 20 minutes of a workout. Get the heart rate going. Get the energy going. And you have taken care of you first. So you're ready to take on the screaming and whining of waking kids up, or maybe they're already awake. And it won't always play out like this because everybody's family dynamic is very different. So you may have kids that get up at 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. So maybe you have to switch around where this happens. But I want you to have, it's the point of this conversation as I go out here, the point of this conversation is the awareness level. I cannot let that sink in anymore, is having the true, honest conversation with yourself of what is actually penetrating your brain. What is coming in without you even recognizing it? And I can tell you a really great way of understanding that is hearing what rattles around in your brain all day long that nobody else can hear. It is a reflection of what's gotten in and bouncing around. So all the negative chatter, it's a reflection of what you have around you all the time, coming in, seeping in, and then it's stuck in there, bouncing around. So now is the time to change your mental diet so that you can handle your days to come, your today, and not only handle, you guys. Let's thrive. That's what you're here for. You're here to be on point and on purpose and bigger and better. And make this thing worth it. What you came in here for. I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about your life. What did you come in here for? When you walk out of here, however you go, you're going to be asked a question. What did you do with it? I hope you have a good answer. Make it a great day. So listen, I really enjoyed spending these moments with you today, and I hope you did too. My gratitude is through the roof. But in order for us to make even more magic in this world, we've got to spend more time together. Make it your focus to connect consistently so you can continue to gain and change up your days to come. Secondly, we are a direct result of who we hang around with, and now you're in the world of becoming better. By sharing this episode, you are making an impact in someone's life, and frankly, we're just better together. And don't forget to tag me so I can send some love and shout-outs back, my friend. Until next time, this is your host, Steph, on Be Bold.